Gathering herself, she started forward again, crossing the hard-packed sand gully that had been submerged only hours before. Okay, hand saws. We have hand saws to read about. Relieved to see that as much as the island had changed, the beach was still the same. Storms and hurricanes, as well as currents, were continually altering the barrier islands along North Carolina's coast. But get close to you. Welcome to this fast reading video. We're going to try our best to read as fast as we can. I've got a whole bunch of different reading materials, such as a book, a children's book, and this magazine, which has a lot of interesting articles in it. And yeah, we're gonna look into that right now. And perhaps we'll do some tracing together. We will take notes together. We'll take some notes and underline a couple of things. So this magazine right here has a whole bunch of different tools inside of it. Tools. Listen to how beautiful these pages sound. Listen. Beautiful. It sounds so nice. So that'll be awesome to read and to trace with. But I think we're going to start off with the book. I think we're going to start off with this book right here. This is actually a Nicholas Sparks book called Every Breath. I've never read it before. Well, I started it, but I didn't finish it. And it seems like I left off on page 38. So I'm going to read 38. There's no method to the madness in this video. We're just going to flip to random pages and read anything and everything, basically. But yeah, so because I left off here, we'll read here. And thank you once again for joining me. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm having a lot of fun. Okay, let's begin. Too many questions with little in the way of answers. Her mom and dad seemed to accept the uncertainty, as did her sisters, but Hope had always been more of a planner. She was the kind of person who would lie awake at night anticipating various possibilities and making hypothetical decisions about pretty much everything. It made her feel like she was somehow better prepared for whatever might come, but on the downside it led to a life that sometimes cascaded from one worry to the next, which was exactly what happened whenever she thought about her dad. But he was doing okay, she reminded herself, and he might be okay 3 or 5 or even 10 years from now. There was no way to tell. 2 days ago, before she left for the beach, they'd even gone on a walk, just like they used to. Granted, it was slower and shorter than their walks had been in the past, but her dad could still name all the trees and bushes, and he shared his knowledge one more time. As they were walking, he'd stopped and leaned over, lifting a fallen leaf that presaged the arrival of autumn. One of the great things about a leaf, he said to her, is that it reminds you to live as well as you can for as long as you can until it's finally time to let go and allow yourself to drift away with grace. I don't know where to hold the book. I'm just trying to hold the book somewhere that I can actually see it. Okay. She liked what her dad had told her. Well, kind of. No doubt he'd viewed the fallen leaf as a teachable moment, and she knew there was both truth and value in what he said, but was that really possible, to face death without any fear at all, to gracefully drift away? If anyone could do it, her dad probably could. He was just about the most even-keeled, balanced, and peaceful person she'd ever met, which was probably one of the reasons he'd been married to her mom for 50 years and still liked to hold her hand and smooch when he thought the girls weren't paying attention. She often wondered how the two of them could make being in love seem both intentional and effortless at the same time. Okay, so this is fun, but we're actually going to jump around. I'm going to open the magazine now. We're going to open the magazine, but we'll come back to the book. We'll come back to the book. I'm just trying to keep things fresh and to change it up, so we'll be back. It's really nice to listen to the pages turn. Okay. So let's just flip to a random page. Pliers. We'll read about pliers. Okay, and then I'll do something. Okay. A nice up close look at the jaw of the plier, the jaw of the pliers, just like that. So we can get a close look. See. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have enough hands. That's what I love about these videos, because we're really just out there, you know? We're using all of our hands, doing everything we can. Okay, pliers. In a pinch, you can't beat a pair of pliers. They replicate the tender grip of finger and thumb in hardened steel, amplifying muscles with the power of leverage. The offspring of blacksmith's tongs, pliers have evolved into a family of shapes and sizes suited for dozens of specific tasks: fastening, pulling, twisting, squeezing, opening, and cutting. With nose and jaw shapes tailored for grappling with particular objects, pliers poke into tight spots and reach around corners. No electrician, plumber, or carpenter could get along without pliers, as tool chests at any job site can attest to. That's really cool that they replicate the tender grip of finger and thumb. Kind of like that. Get close to you, get close to you. I'm gonna touch you, I'm just gonna wipe you off. I'm gonna apply you. Very good. I'm still getting used to this microphone and trying to see how sounds pick up. Keep moving on, let's see. Ladders. Ever since our ancestors climbed out of the trees, man has been a terrestrial animal, but paint peels, gutters clog, windows smear, and roofs lose shingles, so we've taken to extension ladders, our portable trees, to lift us up again. Yet we can't seem to get it through our thick primate skulls that ladders, unlike trees, aren't rooted to the ground. They're portable, remember? Perhaps the altitude turns otherwise competent people into nitwits. In 1995, nearly 140,000 people went to emergency rooms for ladder-related injuries, on average of 383 people per day. Not good. Not good at all, I didn't know that. Car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one more article, and then we'll go to the children's book. We'll go look at the children's book, and then we'll go back, and then we'll go back to the Nicholas Sparks book. I'm going to pass out smelling this thing. That thing is so strong. Okay, hand saws. We have hand saws to read about. I know my hair is a mess. It's very humid out. It's really humid out. What power junkies we have become, our tools tethered to an electric leash, eyes squeezed, ears plugged, teeth clenched, we guide a screaming power saw with our fist as it devours a pencil line like a shark eating spaghetti. In the name of production, we make more cuts in less time and call it the easy way. When the cutting stops, our ears ring with the bells of progress. We spit our sawdust, breathe a sigh of relief, pull the plug, and count our fingers. It might seem that anyone can master a power saw, just squeeze the trigger and shove, but working with a handsaw invites deeper awareness. Deeper awareness. Huh. This right here is one of my favorite books. I have a lot of favorite children's books. I love children's books. But this one is a lot of fun just because I like the story. It's a really cute story, and not to mention, the pages sound so nice. They sound so beautiful. Oh, it's called Stregonona. Stregonona, Stregonona, Stregonona. A long time ago, there lived an old lady everyone called Stregonona, which meant Grandma Witch. Although all the people in town talked about her in whispers, they all went to see her if they had troubles. Even the priest and the sisters of the convent went, because Stregonona did have a magic touch. She could cure a headache with oil, water, and a hairpin. She made special potions for the girls who wanted husbands, and she was very good at getting rid of warts. But Stregonona was getting old, and she needed someone to help her keep her little house and garden, so she put up a sign in the town square. Alright, I actually had to stop filming there abruptly for a moment, but I'm back. It's the late afternoon, but the sun just came out, which is always nice. I'm going to do more reading from this book, except I'm going to just flip to a random page this time. I'm going to flip to a random page. We're going to spoil the book because we're going to flip to a random page. Can you hear the wind? Can you hear the wind? It's really loud. She crossed over the newer bridge at Sunset Beach, drove past the pier to the western edge of the island, and found a place to park. Bundling up, she trudged slowly through the low-slung dunes, relieved to see that as much as the island had changed, the beach was still the same. Storms and hurricanes, as well as currents, were continually altering the barrier islands along North Carolina's coast, but Sunset Beach appeared relatively immune, even though she'd heard last year that Bird Island could now be accessed on foot even when it wasn't low tide. The sand was spongy, leaving her winded, and her legs felt leaden. So windy out. I think I should just take this moment to go sit by the window and let you guys listen to the wind, and maybe we'll read a little bit right there. Maybe that's what we'll do. Should we do a little bit of that? I think so. I wonder if you can hear the wind. Let's see if you can hear it. Gathering herself, she started forward again, crossing the hard-packed sand gully that had been submerged only hours before. As soon as she reached Bird Island, the wind, which had been blowing steadily, ceased, as though welcoming her home. The air itself felt thinner and filmy here, and the sun, now ascendant, made her squint as it reflected off the prism of the sea. In the sudden silence, Hope understood that she'd been lying to herself ever since she'd arrived. She wasn't making this trek to say goodbye. She'd been here because she wanted to still believe in the impossible. She'd come because part of her clung irrationally to the belief that kindred spirit held the key to their future. She'd come today because she longed with every cell of her body to believe that True had somehow learned about her letter and would be here waiting for her. Crazy. That was my fast reading. Was that even fast reading, or was that like quicker reading? Because I don't know how fast it was. I can definitely do some of these videos every so often, just like some reading together, and I can whisper some of them as well. But thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I hope that it was relaxing in any sense. I'm going to go cook some dinner and eat. And then I need to get more ready because I have somewhere to be after dinner. I'm gonna go somewhere after dinner. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Today's my day off, but I'm trying to live. I'm trying to make a living. I want to do ASMR every single day. Okay, enough talking. I always talk so much. Okay.